partnership with every country that we work with to address the problem of terrorism and try to reduce the impact of terrorism, and that goes the same for every country across the world. Now that means, of course, a security partnership. We have a security partnership with Afghanistan, we have a security partnership with Pakistan. But it's not simply about security, it is also trying to stop the problem of terrorism and try to reduce the impact of terrorism, and that goes the same for every country across the world. Now that means, of course, a security partnership. We have a security partnership with Afghanistan, we have a security partnership with Pakistan. But it's not simply about security, and that goes the same for every country across the world. Now that means, of course, a security partnership. We have with Pakistan. But it's not simply about security, it is also trying to stop the poisoning of young minds that can turn people towards extremism and violence, and that is a challenge in Afghanistan.
No, I got a phone call from a woman that I'd collaborated with called Eine, and she said, "Can I give your telephone number to Downing Street? They want to talk to you about giving a painting to the most important man in the world." And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. Sounds interesting." And cut a long story short, because I've told this story so many times, I gave David Cameron, or Downing Street, a painting which he then gifted to President Obama at the first time they officially met. And they came around my studio, picked up a painting, flew it to Washington. I went, "Mr. Obama, artist you should watch out for, benign." I don't know. I've never actually seen the painting after they picked it up. It's probably in the cupboard of unwanted presents that they only get out when that foreign dignitary comes back to visit. But yeah, on the back of that, you know, I was wise enough not to try to charge Downing Street any ridiculous amount of money for this painting. I had no idea how many people, how many artists they were talking to. I couldn't possibly believe that me, graffiti writer, kind of street artist with convictions for drugs and graffiti, kind of unemployed or not really working at the time, would be their artist of choice to represent the country. A couple of months after that, I got an invitation to go to Downing Street and have skits with Mr. Cameron and Samantha, and I've never voted in my life, and I would never vote Tory, and I really enjoyed talking to him. He was interesting, he was funny, he is obviously a really smart and on-the-ball man, and it was funny. We were sitting there chatting away, and his, I don't know, PA or assistant came in and was like, David, we've got to go." And he kind of like jumped up and he said, "Samantha, off to Italy, dinner with Berlusconi. Don't worry, I'll get so-and-so to pull me out the jacuzzi before the whores turn up." And then walked out the door. And I was like, that's great. You know, Prime Ministers aren't meant to say that in front of like bods like me, just in case I do this and repeat the story in front of a video camera. So yeah, it was great. And it's like, you know, I started off tagging stuff. I'm not meant to be having tea and biscuits with the Prime Minister and hearing these conversations, so